back everyone, thanks for tuning in to another video review. And right now I have the NECA Sarah Connor from Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Now this is a figure and a character that NECA fans and Terminator fans have been wanting for quite some time, and it seems we finally have the likes and rightness of Linda Hamilton to get this amazing figure, as opposed to, I believe McFarlane is the only other Terminator figure producing line that had a Sarah Connor figure. I could be wrong. I don't collect that many McFarlane figures, so I'm not sure if we've ever had a Sarah Connor, and I do believe we had a Hot Toys, but correct me if I'm wrong on that as well. I haven't looked into it much. I always loved Sarah Connor. Terminator 1, was of course her upbringing, if you want to say, and before her actual role as a pivotal character in the Terminator franchise. I loved Linda Hamilton in Terminator 2. I thought she was a phenomenal option, and she just absolutely killed it. And in the recent movie Terminator Genesis, I loved what they did with Sarah Connor. A lot of people didn't like having Emilia Clarke as Sarah Connor, but I thought she was a great option for it and a great casting option for that role. So let's get into the packaging of this figure. As you can see, it is a deluxe figure given the box, and the front is just a picture of Sarah Connor holding I believe that's the M16, and it has the Terminator 2 Judgment Day logo and Sarah Connor at the bottom. The top also just says Terminator 2, and the side with a portrait of Sarah Connor with the NECA logo and Real Toys logo. On the back is a set of photos from the actual figure, and let me zoom in on the bio, so if you all want to read that, you can pause it right there to read. There we go. And then taking a look at the other side, just the same thing. And then we can open up this flap to see the interior of the box, and we do see the figure on the left side, and on the right side we see the figure in the center. We see one head here, one head here. The main difference is the hair. One has the ponytail, one has all her hair down. We do see all the weapons and accessories on the side as well, and a little background in the back. So let's open her up and take a closer look at this figure. Alright, so we have opened up Sarah Connor out of her packaging, and upon initial, review or checkup with this figure, I have to say this is the first NECA figure in my collection that I'm actually pretty disappointed in. A lot of the sculpt in the clothing is pretty cool, the weapons are cool, but just the facial features, the face of the figure, and all the interchangeable heads, the look and feel of the actual figure when you hold it, and I don't know, it didn't really live up to my expectations of Sarah Connor, and I don't think they really did Sarah Connor the justice she deserved, especially for a deluxe figure. Anyway, so let's get into the accessories first and foremost. So it does come with this shotgun. Pretty cool design, the paint is well applied. There we go. You had the brown reloader. I'm totally blanking the name. I know what they're called. I played Call of Duty. I know what it's called. But you have the brown hilt right here, and we have the blue ends of the bullets on one side and the goldish bronze on the other. So this does open and close, or you can move it. It does have articulation, but I'm not sure if it's supposed to per se, because whenever I move it, everything just pops out of place. Like, it looks like it's meant to move, but then everything just pops out, and it's kind of hard to realign it to get it back in. So I'm not sure what the deal is with the shotgun, because it doesn't really, it stays well in this position, stays well in this, but when you do move it, everything just pops out and makes it off balance, or off, not aligned anymore. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but it's still a cool looking weapon. I'm really happy with this, with the paint tones and everything and the color that came out with it. And pretty simple design. And then we have the pistol right here as well. Not much going on, just a typical pistol from NECA. And then we do have her M16, or I believe, or AR, is it? I'm not too sure. Let me get focus on that. So just to show it to you in her hand. I was also happy, I will say, that I was able to actually pose her with both arms or both hands holding the weapon. A lot of times we get these figures that you have to really stretch out the arms, or you have to bend the weapon or whatever they are holding to make it accessible to both hands and actually be able to reach. But I was able to get this one to be held on both hands, but you still can't, have it facing forward. I still can't, reach the arm out all the way to have her shooting like she was in the movie when she got to Miles Dyson's house to actually try to kill him. So just getting a closer look at this one as well. You can even with it being pretty much all black or a really dark gray, you can see the distinction between the magazine, the end piece right here, the scope and the barrel, and then we got the silencer up front. We have the flexible rubber for the shoulder strap. Pretty cool weapon. And then let's take a look at the head sculpt or the face sculpt. This one is probably my favorite because it doesn't show that much of Sarah Connor's face. So it does kind of do her justice when she is, going after Miles Dyson and has the sunglasses and the hat on in the bushes, trying to be sneaky. Overall, you can tell it is Sarah Connor. But then when we get to the other heads, which I will in just a moment, it doesn't really look like her too much. So turning it to the side, we do see her ponytail. The hair color is pretty spot on. We did have her as the kind of lighter brown, almost like, not really blonde, but the blonde-ish highlights, if you want to say. And it is all molded or sculpted, so it is, you can feel the texture. And it does feel like it does move, but it's not supposed to. It's just with the very small attachment here. So do be careful you don't break that off or bend it too much. And then the paint is a little sloppy at the sunglasses. It just doesn't seem smooth on the actual lenses and the rest of the glasses where it gets attached to the face. But not a huge deal from afar, but up close you can really point it out. But the hat is just simple. It's not much going on, and that does have a good paint job. So let me bring in the other heads real quick. So this is, I'm assuming, the same head in a sense, just no hat or sunglasses. So after the whole ordeal at Miles Dyson's house when she takes it all off, it just, I don't know if it's the bangs, if it's the sculpt of the head. It just, to me, does not look like Sarah Connor. Like, very little, like a distant relative of Sarah Connor. But, I don't know, it just does not, I'm not happy with it. And then the hair is cool again, we do have the full head of hair, so it's all sculpted. But that face, I don't know. And then getting with the other head, this is my least favorite. This head with the long hair just looks like a surfer dude. I really don't like making judgments between male and female, but this does not look anything like Sarah Connor. I mean, it is pretty much the same head, or the face sculpt, I believe. Yeah, it is the same exact face sculpt, but the hair just does not look good, and I'm not even going to put it on the body. So, those are two disappointments right there. And then looking at the rest of the figure as well, the clothes are pretty good. We have the vest, it's kind of flexible, but it's pretty tight on her body, so you can't move it too much. We have the sculpted undershirt and the sculpted pants and everything. And I did forget, actually, I realized that this knife does come out. Let me try to get that in focus. There we go. So we have the nice metalish paint on the blade. And then we have the brown handle with the latch, cord, whatever you want to call this, sticking out. And that does slide right into her waist right here. She has a little holster for it. I don't believe she has a holster for her pistol or for anything else. I guess for the rifle you can just put it over her shoulder. But the clothing sculpt is really well done, and the paint is well done also. I don't notice any blotches or any missed paint. Overall, it is a pretty good design, and it does capture what she was wearing in the movie as well. We see the belt. We do have the silver brackets and silver buckle. And then if you do notice, hopefully the light can capture it, the undershirt is almost like a greenish gray, almost maybe even blue tone, depending which way you look into it. But you do get the color differentiation there. And then at the bottom of the pants or halfway through at the thighs, we do have some pockets. In the back, we have pockets as well. And in the boots as well, we don't get too much going on, but you know, good sculpt and good paint as well. So let's take a look at the articulation, the head, left and right, up, not too much because of the hair, pretty far down, so that's pretty cool. The arms can go all the way around, up, out and in, and then the elbows we get a single joint. Oh yeah, we do have a twist at the elbows, and then the wrist as well. And this is where I face the biggest gripe with this figure. When you are actually trying to pose and, you know, handle the figure itself, it just kind of feels cheap. Like, I don't know, maybe because she is such a smaller character, you know, being Linda Hamilton, she isn't, you know, huge in size, she isn't a huge actress, but it just doesn't feel like good quality to me. It doesn't feel, of course, you know, I am comparing it to the other Terminator figures and Predator figures where they either have big bulky clothes on or they are bigger characters. But I don't know, I just wasn't too happy with the way this came out. And looking at the abdomen, we do have forward and back, slight crunch and goes pretty far back. We do have nice rotation here. At the waist, it's pretty tight, so do be careful. Let me see if this one moves. Yeah, this one moves more forward and back, out and in. We do have a twist at the knee and a single joint. And then at the ankle as well, we have an ankle roll right there, and we can go any which way. Get that back right there if you can get into a pose. So yeah, there you have it, the NECA Sarah Connor from Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I don't know if I want a new Sarah Connor, the Emilia Clarke version, putting aside the point if they can get the likes or the likeness or the rights to it. But yeah, I guess I'm happy to have a Sarah Connor figure now, but I'm not happy with how it was executed. But either way, if you're a Terminator fan, go for it. It'll be a great addition and it'll look great in a Terminator collection. So thank you all for watching and stay tuned for my next video.